Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We live, we live, we live, we live, we live. Come on in, tell a friend. All black everything. Tavistock Institute. You know how we do. Right where we left off. We coming back, getting through this book very nice and smoothly. Very smoothly. Get the nice, very smoothly, powerful information. All black everything, thinkers play. Big dreams, many streams. Check us out. You know, like it, share, subscribe on the right to this music piece of the King Jabba Rex. Hey, and we coming right up. Oh, yes, indeed. And this is chapter 4, The Doors of Perception, the CIA Psychedelic Revolution. And it continues, creating the counterculture. The declared culture war against America's youth began in earnest in 1967 when Tavistock began using open air rock concerts to attract over 4 million young people to so-called festivals. Unbeknownst, the youth became the victims of planned wide-scale drug experimentation. Hallucinogenic drugs such as dithylphenylmethylamine, what is that? The the thiophylline, lethymine, the thymine, the thymine. Wow. STP, in other words. Excuse me for butchering that one, but fis- phencylamide, phen, phencylamine or PCP, and detromethorphan, methylodoxide, doxyopenthamine, or MDA. I messed that one up as well, or DMT. And the Beatles promoted LSD. The blue micro.LSD 25 were freely distributed at these concerts. Before long, over 50 million of these attendees between the ages of 10 years old to 25 years old returned home to become the messengers and promoters of the new drug culture, or what came to be called the New Age. Hallucinogenic drugs are psychomimetic, meaning that they mimic certain aspects of psychosis. Through the use of hallucinogenic drugs, one can induce temporary symptoms of psychosis and schizophrenia. Most users of hallucinogenic drugs at the time experience whole personality changes, causing total alterations of the scenes. The intention of the LSD drug scene and the controlled environment it represented wasn't accidental, but completely intentional. The intentions of the LSD drug scene and controlled environment and the uncontrolled environment it represented was not accidental but completely intentional. The Tavistock Institute had intensively studied the relationship between brain and behavior caused by hallucinogenic drugs. Quote, later on, the knowledge gleaned from the research was channeled into marketing MTV and radio stations through classic oldie songs from 15 to 25 years ago, which are targeted at the adult population, end quote. Several Tavistock studies show song a song or piece of music associated with one's childhood when heard in later in life could call forth memories and associations of that early period. Encoded memories of popular music in the listener were recalled when he or she heard the same piece of music. Excuse me. Triggered an emotional drug flashback that set off an infantile emotional state that brought the listener back to that time in which he or she experienced either an identical or one mirroring the drug reaction itself. See what they do here? They no good. Sorry about the interruption. Let me go take a little drink here. Monetary Pop, the first commercial American rock festival, officially dubbed, quote, the first annual Monterey Pop. It was dubbed the first annual Monterey International Pop Festival, end quote. Was held in June 1967, 2 years before Woodstock, when over 200,000 young people gathered in and around the Monterey County Fairgrounds in Northern California for a 3 day celebration. Monterey Pop 1967 was the general rehearsal for the widespread distribution of new type of drugs classified as psychedelics or hallucinogens, such as LSD, which were to become prominent and widespread at later outdoor festivals like Woodstock. You see how they do the rehearsals? Sound familiar? COVID, you know, the highest, smile, silence. You know what I'm saying? They just rehearsals and dress ups. So just keep your eyes peeled, your ears open. Author Robert Santelli, in his book Aquarius Rising, writes, quote, LSD was in abundance at Monterey. Tabs of Monterey purple LSD type substance, also called purple haze, were literally given to anyone wishing to experiment a little, end quote. The two characteristic, the two characters responsible for its distribution at Monterey Pop were a mystery man from Cocoa Beach, Florida, called Peter Goodrich, and the legendary CIA contact agent code named Coyote. Go ahead and do some your own diligence. You can look it up. Tavistock Institute, we moving right along. We're gonna leave it right there. And it's information is first, you know how we do. Like it, share, subscribe it, put your thumbs up like we hitchhiking. We coming back. Peace and love. All black everything. Thinkers plight. Thinkers wanted. Big dreams and many streams. Peace and love, y'all. Yeah, no. Come on back. Peace and love.